Hello, everybody. We are Facebook already. How's everybody doing? We are here at the studio. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year. Sorry, guys. We've been getting this New Year going, trying to situate everybody, everything that's going on. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have a special guest here tonight from the group Potente. I hope I said it right. Mr. Anthony, you're going to correct me when I put you on. So, again, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to have an interview with Mr. Anthony Quintanilla, lead singer for, how did he tell me? Potente. Did I say it right? Again, guys, if you guys know, I always have trouble pronouncing things, but it's okay. No pasa nada. We're live. Everything goes. So, again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and reel in Mr. Anthony Quintanilla right now. Let me go ahead and put him in. Mr. Anthony.
Saludos, what's up? How you doing?
Hello. How are you doing?
Hey, you said it the first time, Potente, a little bit better than the second time, but it's okay. So just got to practice it. Potente. It's 10.
I'm going to sleep with that. Yes. Again, sir, thank you so much for being here. I know Mr. Gavino had something to do with this. Again, to everybody that put this together to do this interview with these guys. Mr. Anthony, welcome to Sirius Tejano. We are a little small station, online station from Crystal City. A lot of people that are barely tuning in that are new to this platform. Saludos. We are locally broadcasting here from Crystal City. And right now we have Mr. Anthony Quintanilla. Mr. Anthony, tell us a little bit about your group, how you guys got started, how many members you have in the band, and let people know and get to know you. I know there's a lot to know about you guys because if everybody's right now tuning in, if you guys were listening to music in the 80s, 90s, these guys they went away for a couple years or so, but just like any
couple of decades, more than a couple of years. Let's put it the way it was. No, Kelly, thank you to you, Joe. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Gavino, thank you for hooking this up. Like I said, I was telling you guys earlier that my brother and I, when we were performing in the early 90s, we loved to perform, and we were in our late teens, early 20s. Everybody loves to perform, but one of the things that a lot of the artists don't like to do is the interviews, the promotion. You're fatigued from performing and making music, and you just want to kind of get away. But now, after our long layoff and we come back, we realize the importance of the promotion, and this is an aspect, probably the aspect of this that I like the most is the promotion. You know what I mean? Doing that. So I said, it doesn't matter. I'll take my time, specifically now that we don't actually have to go to all the towns. Like I was telling Joe earlier, I remember we used to go on radio interviews 3 or 4 days from here to West Texas. It was 3 or 4 days stretch. Now you can do a lot of it like this online. So that helps. And like I said, I'd like to take my time, and anybody who will give me the platform or opportunity to share our music and our story, I thank you. And once again, we're up Potente. We played predominantly in the 90s, in the late 90s. We hit with Linda Morenita back in 96, 97. That was our big hit then. We had several other songs that did really well for us, specifically in Mexico, in Monterrey. We had a lot of fans. We still do have a lot of fans. It's one of the things we've been trying to do for the past couple of years, is try to get a show put up in Monterrey, but it has proven to be, challenging, so to say the least, working with promoters, but lo seguiremos intentando, y tarde o temprano se va a sentar una fecha. So, raza de Monterrey, de México, tengan paciencia, y como te digo, tarde o temprano sí se va a hacer. And we're glad to be back. Thank you, Kelly, for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And again, like you guys are just tuning in, you guys, they've been on here. Like I was telling him earlier, sir, if I didn't hear a song and I made a connection, and I finally made a connection, I was like, whoa, okay, where have you guys been? Like Linda Morenita, I'm pretty sure everybody already knows that song gets played by everybody, basically, ahorita in the industry. And look, they just said that was the song. I think that's one of the songs that kind of put you guys out there, didn't it?
It was the song, the track that, and it's funny. The story is when we recorded that CD, Querían Más. I remember doing that CD, and that was the song that we liked the least as the artist. We hated that. I'm serious. But I remember it was right around Christmas when we had a what's it called, a party for the company. And I remember
Okay.
the first people that got that. At that time it was cassettes still. They had CDs, but they were
Okay.
giving out cassettes. Yeah.
Yes.
And the first radio stations to get them were the people who attended that Christmas party at Freddie Records. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember Linda Morenita, man, by the end of January, boy, woof, it was a ride. It was a ride. Now, like I said, we enjoyed the ride and we played it out. That CD did very, very well for us. Siempre a mí was the next one. It did pretty good for us as well. And then we had with the company Freddie, and mind you, Freddie is like my family. I work for one of the sons, John. It's like
John.
my family. I believe Freddie Records, the trumpet. You know what I mean? That logo. That's my family, and they're the ones who started us in this business. And they recommended it at that time to change our name to Los Potentes del Norte, trying to follow maybe in the footsteps of the Tiranos del Norte at that time were very popular.
Punto. Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's difficult to get into that market, even more difficult than this market. And I think we lost some steam from the
Mhm.
Potente that we were, the Potente that that made noise from them first four CDs, and then we kind of just like this, you know what I mean? And, yeah, and we couldn't. It was hard to find our way back to what we had started with and what put us on the map. And I think that's part of what led to us just calling it a lot of political. I mean, anybody that's in this business understands the politics.
Mhm.
There's so many things that you don't control, and you
Yes.
just take it on the chin, play. That's what I tell the guys when we play today. Look, we can control what we can control, and let's do that, which is our performance and our
Mhm.
execution, our music. Focus on that and leave all the oopla, everything else out. Radio stations, who plays us, who doesn't play us, who likes us, who doesn't like us, who is talking, who's putting stuff about us, negative or positive. Just push all that aside. Focus on what we focus on and our love for the music. And every time we get on stage, that's what we do. I tell the guys, perform like it's the last performance. And if that's what I want people to know.
Yes, and you know what, I was seeing a lot of your stuff that you guys put on social media. Man, you guys really do. Let's just put your heart on your sleeves and give 100%. No matter what you're playing or what you're doing, if it's practice or you're at a small gathering or something. I see what you guys were doing, and I mean, you guys sound great. I mean, on the band that you have right now, and you said in the back history that you have, how many of those are original band members?
Well, if you read the bio that I sent, you might have just gotten this. You might have had a chance to read it, so I'm going to kind of just brief through it. My brother's the accordion player,
Yes.
and the drummer's Johnny. We started together. The professional part of Potente. We were the
Mm-hmm.
first three that, and then so in 2019 we got back together. And like I said, when you take a long time off, nearly 2 decades, you start to wonder, can you still do this? There's so
Mm-hmm.
much talent today. I mean, every musician out there is just so talented. It's unreal compared to when we left the scene.
Mm-hmm.
There was some talent, and then there was a lot of others. Now today, I mean, the amount of talent that's out there is ridiculous. So the way I like to tell the guys is just perform it at a high level. So we got me, my brother, and Johnny, and then I got Izzy in the band because I like to just sing sometimes. I know that a lot of people know me as playing the bajo sexto, bajo quinto now, and
Mm-hmm.
but I do like to just sing some. So I brought him in. I think that adds more to a dynamic very similar to Intocable with two bajo players. I don't always play the bajo. I'll just sing. It's a different dynamic to the band that a lot of other Tejano Conjunto bands may not have. Then here
Mm-hmm.
recently, I got Daniel Sanchez from Pecado. I started jamming with him. I needed a bass player, and he said he would come in. And man, since he's come in, he's just really set the band off in a positive way, because his infectious energy, his passion for this is just like ours, and that's what we needed. One last piece to put it all together, and here we are. You hear the new single, you see what we're doing. We're starting to gig more. It's because our confidence is growing, and we now know we can do this. We
Yes,
can.
yes.
That's,
So
that's the hard part.
yes, it it's that to every band member that it says, man, like you see what's out there, but until you actually put your foot in it and play in the game, and you see, whoa, you know what, like we thought we had it, but compared to everybody else around us, it's like, can we compete? Can we get there? And especially if you get out of the scene for a little bit. I've seen people get out of the scene and then they try to jump on it. And I don't know if you seen it, like when Jennifer had an interview, she's like, man, I was out for so long, and now that like everything is just done, all like everybody does their stuff on their own. It's not like you need a even though right now you kind of still do, you need like the record deals and all that stuff, but now everybody is more like independent. Let's just put it that way.
And
And back then it wasn't that way.
I'm going to talk to you about that, because I just, speaking of Jennifer, she's another one who did it. And it's like I've seen some interviews with her. We're saying the same, very similar things that Jennifer are saying, and that I'm saying. And anybody who's taken that an extensive period off, it's
Mm-hmm.
scary. You love to do this. You're a performer and everything, but you're scared. And then it happened with us. We've been trying here and there, try to put it together since 2019. Of course, the pandemic is what blew us up. We were doing pretty good. We were under another name, and we were our confidence was building, and boom. I mean, you can't make this up. I'm in my late 40s, and I've never had anything like this happen in my life. Think about it. You start to think, well, maybe God just doesn't want us to perform. You know what I mean? And then, of course, COVID passed, and here we are. Lo seguimos intentando poco a poco, y ya ves, 2025, quiera Dios, okay, it'll work out for us. Another thing, you were referencing companies and all that, and you do it by yourself. There's pros and cons to that. Now, what we're doing right here, the pro is it's easy to do. I mean, we could do this anytime during the day. Right now, in my house, here, wherever, you can do an interview like this.
Yes.
The con to it is that you don't make that personal connection. Now, if I
Mm-hmm.
was sitting right next to you, that meant more. I still, if I can, I try to get out to certain places to meet the people, meet the DJs, the promotional people, because call me old fashioned, but I like to look at somebody. I'm watching you right here, but I
Yes.
like to shake your hand, sit there.
Yes.
That dynamic, that part of it, you're missing this. I'm watching you, but it ain't the same. Okay. And then
Mm.
as far as recording, everybody can do recordings. I mean, back in the day when we were recording, there was only the big recording studios, and it took so much money and equipment to record. Very few people had that. Nowadays, with all the technology, I mean, anybody with passion and five, six, seven, $8,000, you can go make your own studio, and there you
Yeah.
have it. Now, when you have that, the ease to that, it's just flooded. It's flooded with so many artists. I look at it like, man, I see artists that I don't even know who they are, and I mean, it's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And well, how do you distinguish that? Well, I mean, you can't. Not everybody can be musicians, like the NFL or the NBA. There's only a certain amount of players that go to the NFL. And that's it. And you know how many college players play? I mean, there are tons of them, but not all of them get to go to the big show. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's difficult. So I think to myself now, man, what do we do? So I just say, you know what? Just go out there. Like I said, we don't control any of that. What we control is our performance, our energy, and how we do it, our how we look when we get up. You know, those are the things that we can control. And I tell the guys, get up there and it's our last show. I perform every single time like it's my last show. And I think the people, they resonate with that and they feel that.
Awesome. And thank you for giving us that feedback. A lot of people that are starting off don't understand that back in the day it was you took your radio tour and it was like every place you would go and you would go in person. And now, yeah,
Yep.
like the technology now, and this is a way to stay connected because this is what, let's just put it, this is what kind of COVID did to us, right? COVID kind
Yep.
of opened the door more to social media this way because we couldn't go there. We couldn't and do this. People were doing concerts for it, like they were doing things just to stay in the scene, stay in the system. And that's just why the door has opened now to social media. And honestly, I think social media right now has grown so much from what it was back then. Everybody literally lives. What do you go at any restaurant? Everybody's on their phone.
Everybody's on their phone.
Yes,
Is it?
you're at
There's
home.
pros.
I swear, I go visit my friends, and we're like, really, we're up here
Everybody,
with each
nobody
other.
talks to each
We're
other.
on our
Everybody's on
phone.
the phone. I do it too because it's the world we live in. But honestly, I'll be
Yes,
honest, and you call me old fashioned, call me what you want. If I had to choose between going back to the late '90s, mid late '90s, or staying here, it's easy. I'm going back. And you can see the ease that this is with. But I think, and it's because I'm from another time. I understand that the younger
mm,
generation, they would never understand. They couldn't live in it because this is what they're accustomed to. And I understand that. I'm not knocking it. I just believe that, and anybody from my time will say it. They got to experience it in the late '90s, mid late '90s, early 2000s. How the industry was, it's just so different. And there was a lot of bands playing. There always have been, but there was only a handful of them that were getting the opportunities, and it was special, and not so many. That's why it was easier. In a sense, it was easier because if you got to those platforms, then it was nice. Right now, it's difficult to get to those platforms. I mean, because I mean, it's the ease of it. You know what I mean? There no se
yes,
distinguish. No, it doesn't distinguish between them because it's so easy. But now I can meet a lot of people like yourself. Look at what we're doing. I have multiples
yes,
of these scheduled in a week. You know what I'm saying? Now
yes,
it's beautiful to be able to do that. But honestly, I'd rather spend a couple of $100 and go like it was back in the day and be sitting right next to you, shaking your hand after we finish. Just go get some dinner. You know what?
yes,
That I miss that. You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
call me old fashioned, but yeah, I'm old fashioned, I guess.
Yes, and I know there's something coming up pretty soon. You know, starting in January all the way to like no, all this basically starting now. There's all these awards. There's all these galas that you can go to do the meet and greets and stuff like that. But like how you said, yes, it's so different. I mean, I wish I could be at every if I had an opportunity to go to every event, go see certain artists and stuff like that, just to be like, hey, remember we did an interview on this and that. I wish there was that opportunity, but as like I said earlier, where it's the transition and how it is now, this is what we have, right?
Of
And
course, no, and
and
you
nothing
have to
wrong.
take it.
Yeah,
You take it as you can get it. I know what you're
yeah,
describing because I know a lot of them, and a lot. One of the biggest places where you communicate, where it connects radio personalities and media
mhm,
with the artists is the fanfare. You got
yes,
multiple days, people running around. That's where I first met Juan and Lila a couple years ago. I knew them
mhm,
here, and then I didn't catch them because it was, I don't know, 2020, 2021, the first year they had it after the COVID when they had it again. And I'm
mhm,
walking around, Lila says, "Hey, that's Anthony," and I'm look. Oh my goodness! I'm like, man, I got to meet them because they're running around there. You know what I mean? So you
yes,
get to meet a lot of people there because a lot of people getting around. I think that's the highlight for me of that event is how it brings all of the radios and the media personalities, the radio
yes,
personalities, and the artists together because you get a lot of artists, even if you're not performing. We didn't
yes,
perform. We just happened to be walking around there. All of us said, "Let's go over there, man. Check out the band. See what we see." Yeah, man, we were walking around taking pictures. Oh man, you know what I mean? We ain't
yeah,
playing. We just came to see the bands.
yeah.
So
And it's
that's what
beautiful
I like about
that people. I'm sorry. I know
it.
it's
It's okay.
beautiful that people do that to give you guys, even though you don't perform on that. I mean, everybody. It's a big deal for a lot of people, and even though you don't do that, the meet and greet is great too. Sign up for it. You'll get to see all the radio people. They'll start connecting with you. They'll give you the opportunities, and you never know that you attending that can just lead off to something else. And look at what you
Of
guys did.
course. And that, like I said, that's what I like to do. If anything, that's what I like to do, and sit there and talk with the people and see. I mean, I was blown away when we went. I could not believe how many people knew us. Oh, dude, Potente, Potente. Like, wow, man. I didn't, because I said, when we get out of this, I mean, we were very young when we did this back in the late 90s. Hell, I remember going to Vegas in 96. I was 20 years old. I got thrown out of the casinos at least a half dozen times. Because I was 20. I mean, come on. They were throwing me
Yeah.
out left and right. I had a baby face like you cannot imagine. And they did it. Get out, go to your room, get out of here. You know what I mean? So uh, you don't really, when we were in the middle of it, you don't really appreciate it because you don't know what you're in. You don't know you don't know how special it is. And then
Mhm.
when you take it away for so many years, and then to realize it, how the impact that you had on so many musicians specifically coming up to us, man, I remember you guys, man, y'all were great, man. What are y'all going to play? I would love to go watch y'all. You know what I mean? That eso se siente bonito. You know
See?
what I'm saying? So to see the impact that we did leave, and we didn't think that at that time. My dad always said que descanse en paz, but he always said, vas a tratar de correr de lo que eres, pero vas a ver que no vas a poder correr. La gente siempre se va a acordar de ti. And
See.
I thought he was full of crap. I'm gonna lie to you, man. I said, no, that was one of the reasons why I said, I'll take 10 or 15 years off. I'm young. I said, man, you know what? I'll come back. Nobody will remember. He says, it don't work that way, son. It don't work that way. And he was right. I've been trying to run for 20 times. Fine. I said, you know what? I'm just going to embrace this. You know what? This is
Mhm.
who I am. This is what we did. And try to just run off of it. This song that we just recorded, that we released here at the beginning of January, it's one of the songs of our very first CD that we did with Freddie Records, Unleashed, Besos Bonitos. And it's very similar as far as the arrangements as that original track, but it's just, I sing much different. You know, that's number one. The band is much more mature in how it sounds. So, but it gives us the opportunity to show the public the grown up version of us. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I have mixed some fans that are hardcore. Man, they want to hear the 1996 version of me, and unfortunately, it don't work that way. Now, some people like the 2025 version of us. You know, I still think we bring energy like we've always done. I like to think I'm a better vocalist. The band overall se escucha más maduro. I mean, I think
Yes.
that's obvious, but at least people can go on the digital platforms and listen to the 1995 version of it and the 2025 version of it, and was I ellos pueden hacer, they can make their own assumptions of which version they like better.
And nothing wrong with bringing back the music you've done before, because how everything is tracked now is way different than what it was tracked back in the day.
Of
So,
course.
and right now, like I said, I'm gonna go let's do what you just said. Go listen to it then and then listen to it now. But you know what?
Yeah.
I think I would like either version because it's music. The music, the way it sounds now, it's very well put together.
Well,
And
I had a hunter because I guide here for on a ranch here, and that's what I predominantly do, you know. And I had some hunters here, eran mexicanos del valle, and a uno le gustaba la música. I mean, gacho. So I mean, we hit it off. Boom. Anybody likes music, I can speak all day long. Music and ideas, what you think. And I was telling him because he didn't know who he was speaking with. All right, he didn't know me and nothing. Just okay, whatever. I said, man, I'm gonna tell you. Said of the bands, I told him of the bands that were around in that time, en esa época que todavía siguen. I said, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I said, the three vocalists that I believe have made the biggest leaps: Ricky Munoz, the Intocable, Oscar Ivan Treviño from Duelo, and myself. And I said, I'm not comparing myself to those singers. I'm not. What I'm saying is, if proof's in the pudding, go listen to the 95. I showed him the 95 version, and then I showed him 25. His eyes just went, oh my God, if I didn't know, I would never believe that it's the same guy singing. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying comparing myself to those singers. What I'm saying is our young versions of ourselves to what we are right now is the biggest gap. You see a Bobby Pulido. Bobby Pulido, in my opinion, he was good when he came out. He was coming out around the time we were coming out. He had a great voice then. He's still got a great voice. He's only better. You know what I mean? But
yes,
you can still tell. You go listen to Bobby Pulido, Cindy Don't Know, and No Sé Por Qué. Go listen to those and listen to him right now. You know it's Bobby Pulido. Go listen to
yes,
my 1995 version of Besos Bonitos and the 2025 version. If you didn't know that you're listening to Potente, you might not know it's the same guy singing. And that's what I'm talking about, the strides. And like Ricky Munoz, I mean, dude, he's made, in my opinion, he's made some, I mean, huge strides. I remember him, me gustas por coqueta y altanera,
Yes,
in that time. Not that he wasn't good, he was good, but you listen to him, his last 8, 10 years of singing, I mean, this guy, he's got some chops. How he uses his
yes,
voice, he didn't use it like that back in 1996, 97, 98. No, but if you listen to, go, the proof's in the pudding. Go listen to the recording.
yes,
I mean, he's come a long ways, and I know I respect that from him. Oscar Ivan Trevino, they're really good vocalists today, but I know what that road was like. They didn't
mhm.
just that didn't just happen for them. They had to put in a lot of hard work, and I know because I put it in. And proof's in the
Yes,
pudding.
yes.
I'm gonna say.
Yes, Mr. Anthony. I have let me give a little bit of a shout out to everybody that's on there. They keep commenting. You guys, we are not ignoring you. We're just
Sure.
listening right now to Mr. Anthony talk about his experience and everything that goes on with the music industry. Again, guys, saludos to everybody that's logged in. Mr. Joliel, saludos. How you doing? We have David Vila also on. Saludos, saludos. Miss Michelle Ann. Hello, Michelle. How you doing? Um, we have also Rodriguez Saludos, also Mr. Daniel Garcia. How you doing? Mr. Gavino. Gavino, thank you. Gavino Promotions. You guys, you need somebody to promote you. Go reach out to Mr. Gavino. Irene Mendoza saying hello to myself and you, Mr. Anthony. Saludos.
Hello.
Blanca Salverda. Salverda.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Blanca, what's up? Blanca is a big fan of Potente, Chamacos, Albert Zamora. Man, huge fan. Muchísimas gracias, Blanca, por sintonizar el programa. We talk a lot. She'll send me messages and she keeps up with the band. Muchísimas gracias por todo el apoyo. Para toda la raza de Monterrey que sigue apoyando a Potente, muchísimas gracias.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Miss Blanca. To the Mr. One and Only, Mr. DDK. Salud, Mr. DDK. Anthony, I don't know if you know him, but he's really, really known in the industry as well. He loves to a lot. He really loves the Hano music. So maybe you run into him
Okay.
sooner in one of these shows and stuff
Okay,
like.
yes. Well, say TDK, send me a message, man.
And then I think we have
Let's
your
see what's up.
we have Monica Quintanilla.
That's my sister. Thank you, Monica. Hey, you're not fighting any fires right now, Monica. Monica is like I think she's the captain of the fire department. My sister, she fights fires. I mean,
Awesome,
this
awesome.
is the real deal. I mean, yeah, I've seen her. She's very very well respected in the Corn City where we grew up. I'm proud of her and everything that she's accomplished and everything that she does there in Corn City for the entire community. Thanks for tuning in, Monica.
Yes, thank you guys. Everybody that's tuning in, saludos. We have Mr. Roy Salazar. He did ask you right now, are you guys going to fan for this year? Or I do photos.
I'm
Would you
I'm
like
I'm trying. If anybody knows how, because I don't know, we're way out here. We've been out of the, like I said, out of the circuit for a long time. But if anybody knows how to get me there, I would love to. We would love to entertain the idea of going out there and sharing our music. Of course, I mean, we have to make sure schedules align for that. But we most of the guys will make a sacrifice to do that. Specifically, right now, they were trying to promote our new music, promote our return. So yes, if anybody knows how to get me there, man, help me out. Shoot them, tell them to send me a message, something, and we would definitely love to be a part of that.
Yes, yes. So I know a little bit of how to kind of to they'll put a flyer up asking artists to send in their bio, send their information to try to get you into a slot. Usually that's how they do it. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah, but hey, that's the hard version of getting in there.
yes.
Now, everybody who knows what I'm talking about, who knows
They
the
say
who's
reach
who,
out to
that's
Pino
there.
D.
There's an easier way to get in there. Now, I know because I know a lot of the artists who perform there
Yes.
every year, year in and year out. Unfortunately, they
Yes.
have connections that I don't. So I need
Mhm.
someone with a connection like that because sending in your information, eh, comes in here and comes out here. I ain't lying because
Yeah,
because
it
of the
does.
people
It's
who
no
have the
lie.
connection understand the you remember I referenced earlier the political part of this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't
Yes.
control that, unfortunately. But if I could get in contact with one of those people who has that political influence and political power, yes, that would be wonderful to be able to get Potente in there. I think we would. I think we'd bring the house down. That's what I think. I
Yes,
think.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Anthony, I love the attitude that you have. A lot of artists are very, very confident, and I know a lot of people like kind of stay neutral, don't want to show too much of. It's great to have that positiveness and know what you've got, so people can make a connection like that with you.
I'm going to be honest. When you see that, when you see that it's one of two things. I mean, you're because if you're just a vocalist who performs just to backtracks or whatever, you control so much by yourself. Okay, and I see a lot of artists, females specifically, who will go up there at fanfare specifically. They go up there and perform. They can have a good attitude because they control so much. When you're talking about bands, and I see this a lot, you have bands who get together specifically just to perform at fanfare. Now, that performance, some of those guys don't necessarily perform together. They throw a practice or whatever, and it's hard to be confident when you don't know what the product's going to put out there because you maybe rehearsed once or twice, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I can say this with confidence because I couldn't say it last year around this time, but I can say it this year because it's the guys that got my back. These
Mm-hmm.
guys, I know what I'm going to get from them. These are all great musicians, and we're building chemistry. And when you go see us at one show, you're going to see us exactly the same at the next show, unless I'm sick. If I'm sick now, obviously I can't sing as well, but I'm going to give it. I may be losing my voice, but I'm going to give my best that night. But the confidence spews from the camaraderie that I have with the guys and the how unidos we are. That's where it comes from.
Yes, yes. So I want to talk a little bit of Besos Bonitos. Hearing that song brings me a lot of memories of Los Chamacos. So, for you, Mr. Anthony, when you guys did this song, you did say it was something that you've done before, right?
Hmm.
What when
You know who the original artist is, right? Who recorded it?
no.
Tiranos del Norte. The singer Gustavo Cota is a songwriter. They recorded
Wow.
it. I want to say on the Para Mi Reina CD 92, 94, 92, 94, somewhere around there, and he's
Wow.
the writer of it. Well, see, the idea was in those years when we were recording, it might have been
Mhm.
94, because when we went in the studio in 95, uh, Freddie Records wanted a group like Tiranos Norte. We were young. I mean, I was 19, 20, maybe. Yeah, 19, 18, 19, 20 at the time. So they're just reading us a bunch of Tiranos songs. Arrepiéntete, Besos Bonitos, De Su Vida Me Miré, En Tu Día, Mi Motivo. They're reading us a bunch of those. So we're recording them. You know what I mean? We don't know anything. Remember, we are green as the grass is springtime. Okay, we're just in there. Whatever they give us, we'll go record. Of course, we
Yes.
recorded it our estilo más como nosotros. I mean, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities in the song. But that's where we got that song from. And I mean, it was a good song then. We didn't really promote it back in those days, so and one of my friends, longtime friend, says, "Man, that Besos Bonitos, man, that song punches, man. You need to hit that song." And we just said, "You know what?" My brother showed up to the studio. He didn't even know we were going to record. I said, "Well, you better go relearn Besos Bonitos." So he gets there, he learned it real quick, and we recorded it. And he was like, "Man, dude, it came out." My friend Rolando Saavedra from Midway Studio there in McQueenie, Texas. He's the one who recorded it. He mixed it and mastered it. We had about lost touch for many years, and he wanted to get us back in. And I said, well, you know what? Let's do a project together, see how it goes. And
Mhm.
man, he killed it with the mix and the master. I'm excited to finish out the CP with him and continue working with him. He's a very positive. There's a very positive atmosphere when he's around us and us around him, and there's a lot of nostalgic times. I mean, he was our roadie back in the day. Now he has his own studio, so it's fun, and like I said, it's turning into something that could be special one day.
Yes, yes, and it's always good to work with somebody that kind of knows you already and can make a connection with you, and you guys can make beautiful, beautiful music in connection like that.
Yes, and like I mean, the thing that Izzy, the new members, the newer members, Izzy and
Mhm.
Daniel, uh, it's the chemistry that they bring, and a lot of times we don't have time when you lose a musician and you're gigging. Well, you got to get the first guy that comes in and knows the material, or kind of you feel just, man, this guy knows the material. Not necessarily because, how could I say, they're the best fit for the band. You know what I mean? But when you're gigging, you got to get the guy you that comes. You know what I mean? And knows the material, easiest to transition because you got a gig next week.
Mhm.
Since we don't gig every week, and that's not our plan. So it gives us time to appreciate the gaps. Like we like to perform every 30 to 40 days. And these guys, it took some time, and I'm glad Izzy is, man. If you watch the videos of us live, my brother and Izzy, how they interact on stage, how Izzy and I interact, there's a lot of passion and the enjoyment of performing together. Daniel is new. His passion is seen in a different version right now. You watch how he is, man. You don't see him, but you watch him behind scenes, what he does, helping me promote, helping. He does the videos. I mean, he just sent me the rough draft earlier of the new video Besos Bonitos, and I think everybody's gonna like it. I loved it. He always says, "Do you really love it?" Of course I do, man. Come on. No, but he puts in a lot of time. That's where you see a lot of his passion. You don't necessarily see it on stage, but his chemistry and how he wants to be part of the group, and you see that on stage, how we just love to be performing together. It doesn't matter. Another group that's very similar, they're young, Conjunto Cats. You watch those
Oh yeah.
guys, they really love to perform together. You can tell. I miss the way we used to be. And I say
Yeah.
it's hard to believe that I'm comparing myself to a group that's in their 20s, but the proof is in the pudding. Go watch the videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
But
the benefit that they have is several of them are brothers and a dad and a friend. I think that's the
yes,
only
no, that
difference.
is yeah, exactly. That sure helps, but that doesn't it doesn't matter because if you love to perform together, you're gonna see
Yes.
that on the videos,
Yes.
and that's what I see when I watch them. They just love getting up there. It doesn't matter where it is, who's there, how many people are there. You see their videos. All the videos look the same. Their energy is there,
Yes.
and if you watch
Yes.
our videos, it's the same thing. I got gente, no hay gente. ¿Sabes qué? We're gonna come. We came to play and we're gonna play like there's a packed house. I got 5 o 10 personas. Al cabo, en el video, no sabes, los que están viendo el video, no saben la gente que hay o no hay. So I told them, nowadays, that's one of these things. I mean, they're watching you on there and you're bien aguitado porque no hay gente. Pero los que están viendo en Facebook o YouTube, lo que sea, estos vatos parece que no traen nada de energía, no traen nada de ganas de tocar. You know what I mean? So think about that.
Yeah.
How many people are you playing for on on these cameras? You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
so powerful. So you got to bring the energy and the love for performing every single performance a day. That's
Yes.
what it is.
Yes. Again, Mr. Anthony, I think you have a great following allá en México, en Monterrey, toda la área allá en México. Tienes un gran soporte aquí que están mandando mensajes. Saludos, Luigi McCartney. Saludos, saludos. Mr. Adan Garcia, thank you for tuning in. Yes, you have, como te digo, Mr. Anthony, you guys have a great following. You have, I guess, performed before or they've seen you, it looks like, and you guys always give it 100%. And just seeing that people from Mexico commenting, if you can hit that over there, I'm pretty sure you guys can hit it better over here, you know. And
Well,
and
we did. Well, I like I said, a lot of our success was predicated in Monterrey back in the days. I mean, because you're talking about Jaime de Anda for me and for Juan P. Moreno. Those were the original guys. You know what I mean? And then you had Albert Zamora and you had us all playing around the same time. Obviously, Jaime is the originator. You know what I mean? And we
yes,
just got a show with Jaime. It's gonna be a great show in Kingsville, February 1st. It's been a long time since I've seen Jaime, so it's gonna be good to catch up with him and perform with him. These type of combinations don't come together very often for a multitude of
yes,
reasons. One, we don't gig enough. They don't come down this way very often. So it's going to be a special night, and I hope that everybody from the Kingsville area, Bishop, go out. But like I said, around that time, that music was hitting big time. The mid late '90s. I mean, Albert Zamora is huge, huge
yes,
in Monterrey. I mean, that dude's got a following. It's ridiculous, and we got like this much following compared to him, and it's big, and I appreciate it. We always throw a lot of love. Tenemos mucho amor para todos los fanáticos de Monterrey, de México, que nos han apoyado y que nos siguen apoyando. Muchísimas gracias porque eso es parte, eso nos trae la confianza, ¿me entiendes? Todo el apoyo de los fanáticos que nos apoyaban en aquellos tiempos, los que nos siguen apoyando, pues crea confianza, ¿entiendes? En nosotros mismos, and that's what groups specifically like us that are coming back, that's what we need, and we feed off that, and we thank them. And I said we've been trying all last year. We tried to get tratamos de dar una fecha en Monterrey, pero lamentablemente no se pudo hacer por cosas afuera de nuestro control. Pero esperamos que este año no nos engañen los promotores. Se sentó una fecha en agosto y luego lo cancelaron. Como te digo, estas cosas están afuera de mi control. Espero que este año nos sale mejor.
Yeah, and again, saludos to Arturo Guerrero from Nuevo León. Saludos para allá toda la gente que está ahorita oyendo la entrevista aquí con Anthony. Again, guys, Mr. Anthony, what else can you tell us that you guys have going for you guys? You guys are going to finish an album. I know you guys are working on something. You guys are doing music videos for something. What do you guys have right now planning on the future?
Well, first, like I said, first and foremost, the idea was to get the group together. We have that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the pieces that we have in place. Now it's just a matter of building chemistry over time. We perform every 30 to 40 days. Of course, like we were performing here on the 18th, and then we were going to perform on the 15th at a private in February. And then Joe Silguero from Texas Jam reaches out to me a couple of days ago. He says, "Hey, you want to play with Jaime?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So that fell on February 1st. So it's a couple of weeks, because that's a good show, and I want the people to see shows like that. Si se presenta la oportunidad, claro, pero no lo ando buscando, okay? So, and then we have this song coming out. We have a couple of tunes still already recorded in the studio. We're going to record a couple more over the next couple of months. Quiera Dios, we're going to be doing official music videos every other single, because the one thing we're referencing earlier, the difference between back in the late 90s to today, you would put a single. I remember when we put out Linda Morenita, remember I told you, first people that got it was at Christmas. Man, we didn't put out another single. I don't even know we put out another single on that CD. Dude, 8 months, 9 months later, because the song was so hot, it heated up so much, we didn't need another single. Dude, that's ridiculous today. If you go 8 months with one song, you're something of the past. You're dead. It's so fast. I mean, to think about it, I mean, you got to be put to stay relevant in the social media era. You got to be, if you really want to hit it hard, you got to be putting the CD out, or not CD. I mean a track. You got to be putting a track out each 60 to 75 days, because you're already forgotten. Right now, Besos Bonitos came out 9 days ago. Oh yeah. In 2 more weeks, that's old news. That's old news. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. Specifically, these first 6 to 8 months of this year, just keep putting out singles. Keep putting out singles. You know, so the people will know, hey, Potentes, they're back. They're not just one song they're going to put out and they're going to quit. No, we have intentions of putting out music every 60 to 75 days. Videos, at least 3 or 4 this year. That's the idea. Y quiera Dios que se logre. And I said, maybe if somebody can reach out to me with some political power and get us in the fanfare, we would be honored to take our show to San Antonio.
Yes. Okay. Everybody that's out there, all our musical friends, our promoters, our radio personnel, you guys, if you guys play their music and you do see the potential in them, go tell them to put them in there. A lot of the new bands don't get the opportunity. Like I told you guys before, the reason I kind of just started doing this because my friend is an amazing artist as well. She never get opportunities. Doors were always closed to her, and this is why This is why I'm doing what I do, because I saw the struggle that she had, and I don't want other people to do the same. And this is why we open our platforms for our new artists to get noticed, or at least be put out there at least a couple of times, and maybe they'll grow their fan base just by listening to you guys right now. So again, guys, give these guys an opportunity. They've been in the industry before. They're coming back. If you can see, it looks like they're coming back stronger than ever. So this song, I just started hearing it, and it seems like it's just getting fire, more fire to it. So just like how you had Linda Morenita, I think this song as well has that potential to be as good as that one as well. So again, Mr. Anthony, you want to tell the people how they can make contact with your band, how to make the man who, if you have a manager, who do they speak to try to get with you guys and stuff like that?
Well, right now, like I said, like most of the business today, it's through Facebook, Potente. Look us up, Potente 2021, I believe it is. Instagram, my phone number. I'm the one who predominantly books the band. I'm trying in the process. We do work with certain people que nos consiguen tocadas aquí y allá, shows aquí y allá, pero uh, a lot of people just reach out directly to me. Anthony Quintanilla, you can direct message me or the Potente page, send a message to Potente, and I'll get back with you. I mean, we've had a few. It's start, and you know how everything is starting. It's getting it rolling. Once you can get
Yes,
it rolling, anything, then it becomes easier. Right now, it starts like I say with the group, getting them all on the same page, everybody feeling positive about each other, getting a good recording, all that. Now we have a video. The video, Quiera Dios, should drop here in the next week. I just
awesome.
saw the rough draft. I mean, thank you, Daniel. He's the one who found the place. He's the one who did it. Daniel and Denise, they do a wonderful job. Meche's Music. If you all are on the South Texas area and y'all need a video band, look up Meche's Music. They have wonderful concepts for their videos. This new one's going to be a performance based video. But if you look at the one we released last summer, Hombre Muerto, I mean, it was a great. The storyline was awesome. The Danielle and Denise are the ones that came up with all it. I just dressed as a bum. They told me to dress as the bum. I liked it. A lot of people liked it. I mean, dude, I love working with these guys, man. They just tell me, "What do you want?" What I said, "What do you want me to dress like? What do you want me to do?" And I'm yeah, no, but that's what I say. I tell other bands, man. These guys, they give you passion, and that's if you got passion, you got everything. You don't need anything more. A passion, and these guys, they give you heart and soul. If it's not the best product out there, I guarantee you this: they put every ounce of their heart into it, and you can live with that, man. And I'm glad that they're on our side and they're doing good for us.
Yes, yes. Again, guys, you heard Mr. Anthony. You heard the story, the how they did their music, who they have in the band. They are a great, great band out there. I've seen some of their videos. You want to check out some of their stuff. Their social media has a lot of their stuff on there. Do you guys have a YouTube channel or YouTube where they can see everything for you guys?
Just search up Potente, and you'll see. Like I said, on most of our performances, I'll put up a couple of videos. Just so
Okay.
people can kind of see us live. I know that's the thing. Remember, once again, I'm referencing this the difference between then and now. That's a good thing. You can go to YouTube and you can see the band live. Now that's great because you can sit in your living room on your TV and watch the band. I can go watch Intocable. Somebody was there live watching it. In the
Mm-hmm.
1990s, if you wanted to go watch Intocable, guess what? When they came to that Crystal City area or anywhere there, you were driving 2 hours,
Yes.
3 hours to watch them because there was no, I'm going to watch them on YouTube. No, 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 no. That's why los bailes para mí se hacían gran bailes en aquellos tiempos y
Yes.
ahora los bailes no son lo mismo porque anda a un concierto todos con los teléfonos. I mean, when you have a big Tejano like the the Vegas thing or the fanfare. I mean, I got tons of friends that are there recording. I'm just watching. Yeah, man, that band was good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't have to travel 2.5 hours to go watch them. I just keep scrolling to the feed. Oh, there was somebody. I remember watching Jennifer Peña's performance in Las Vegas. I loved her show, by the way. And Culturas. I mean, there were so many people there. I watched
Yes.
their entire performance off the people that were there. I didn't
Yeah.
have to spend any money going to Vegas to watch Jennifer. I got to watch her the comfort of my home.
Yes.
Now
Yes. And
that's a good thing and a bad thing because I ain't going over there supporting her life. See what I'm saying?
yeah.
cons,
Yeah.
pros and cons.
But you know what? And I tell this to a lot of people. Oh, no, pues ya lo vi on YouTube. No, 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 no. You gotta be there so you can feel. You gotta feel it. Like you, I can
But
see. Yeah, it's so different.
you're
You
just
can't go away
you're
from that.
describing people from my time. The people today, the youngsters from today, they don't necessarily feel that way. No, man,
Yeah,
I'm looking at it here. That's what they know. I'm not looking down at it. Así se criaron ellos. Los que se
yeah,
criaron en ellos tiempos, what you're saying, it's not the same. Yo le digo lo mismo. Verlo aquí en la pantalla no es nada igual como estar ahí, el ambiente en ese lugar. You feel the energy. Man, se me enchina el cuerpo nomás de pensar en eso. Because I don't care how big of a screen it is, how loud the speakers are here. It ain't nothing the same when you're watching that band, your favorite band, live. Dude,
yeah,
it's an unreal feeling, and I
yeah.
think it's something that's lost in today's social
Yeah,
media.
the transition has been lost in that. Yes, it has. But you know what? And I do see where a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you know what? We're trying to stay, relevant to what's going on now." And there's nothing wrong with that. I know we have to progress and kind of change from what it was back in the day and what it is
Of
now.
course,
But we can always still stick to our what we knew that brought us to this now.
you
You
can
know,
remember it, and
yeah,
the nostalgia that it brings. That's why, like I said,
yes,
once again, going to the radio interviews, the radio tours, sitting there. I mean, we would go with the program directors, or if we were tight with a DJ, we would do the interview. We'd go out and eat. Yeah, vamos a comer, or we go to their house. Hey, vengan a tomar sus cervezas aquí en mi casa. Or we'd go out West Texas. I'd be somewhere like, oh, whose house I'm at, but we're having a good time. Barbecue, vamos a la
yeah,
carne, la cerveza. I'm like, well, okay, man, thank you, man. Gracias por invitarnos. And we go to the room and do it all over the next day.
yeah,
I'm not gonna leave here with you. We're gonna go have drinks and catch up and more and let you know
yes,
contacts. None of that. When this signal is interrupted, that's it. You know what I mean? Till next
yes,
time.
yes. No,
It's
no,
different,
and then
different.
there's nothing wrong with that, Mr. Anthony. I think that's what where our generation now don't value the music because I all the music I kind of hear now and it's totally different from when I was. I think we're almost the same age, me and you, and I say that the music has lost a little bit of its touch on certain things, and the way the words now are put and what it was back then. And I think this is why we lost a little bit of our generation now because they can't connect to it.
It,
But
it,
back in the
it's
day,
it's two different
somebody-
generations. It's two different generations. What you and I speak of works well with people that are demographic 35 older, because we
Mhm.
remember time, a certain time.
Yes,
Anybody 30 under, it's a different generation. They grew up different. It doesn't make a lot of the things that you see today and how things are done don't make sense to me because it's not from my time. And now
yeah,
I get a feeling because my dad used to, well, he used to be in my when I was young. He was where I am now. I know what he was, the struggle. He did not like Intocable. I mean, Intocable is from our time. Are you kidding me? Me, all the guys,
yes,
we love Intocable. I mean, that's the
yes,
legendary band of our time. My dad, that wasn't the legendary band of his time. His that's past him. He's like, no, no me gusta el sonido de Intocable. We use more regional mexicano. You know what I mean? Relámpago, Ramón Ayala, and I love those two bands too. But my dad
yeah,
could never get behind Intocable because it wasn't his time. It was our time.
yeah,
That's why we support bands like Intocable. Frontera, I mean Frontera, they're están rompiendo barreras esos muchachos. Y les deseo todas las
yes,
puertas. But once again, that's not my cup of tea. You asked me, the debate, the grand debate right now, Frontera versus Intocable. Oh, it's no, trust me, it's Intocable. And Michael Jordan, LeBron James, it's Michael Jordan because they're from my time. You know what I mean?
mm,
Whether they're the greatest or they're the best, I don't know. They're from my time. Fronteras
mm,
from this time. So if you're born in this time, you're living this time as a youngster, for you, it's going to be Frontera. For me, it's always going to be Intocable until
yes,
I die. It's going to be Intocable. That's the legendary band that I lived in. That I mean, them Palominos, those groups like that.
yes.
30-year span. I mean, dude, those bands are legendary to me, and they always will be some of the best bands that
Yeah.
ever played.
And yeah, and you can take that from them because they've paid a way already for us to
Of
have made
course.
that connection with them, And
Hmm.
and with you, Mr. Anthony, and your band, I see a lot of things going really, really great for you guys. Even though, like I said, I know you guys played back then, and what you guys are going through, and what route you're taking now, you're gonna see so many doors opening more for you guys. And I wish you guys all the best there is out there. En que Dios los bendiga siempre en el camino, en la carretera que el destino que Dios quiera, ¿verdad? Para ustedes.
I know sometimes, como te lamentablemente, tratamos muchas veces el año pasado sentar una fecha en Monterrey. That's so special to us. I can't begin to tell you how special that is for us to be able to go over there, and we want that because sabemos que tenemos fanáticos y que nos quieren apoyar y quieren ver el grupo arriba del escenario. Pero como te digo, a veces nosotros batallamos con que pues a lo mejor Dios no quiere esto porque siempre nos sale mal, pero la única cosa que podemos seguir haciendo nosotros es seguir intentando tratar de sentar la fecha y creo que ahora que el grupo está más unido, se me hace que sí se va a hacer poco pronto, quiera Dios primero.
Yes, so we have a question here, Mr. Michael Briseño. Ya conjunto, correct?
I mean, how long is your show? How long is your show? No, listen, they're bands. My brother and I have had this conversation over the years. Bands that don't have necessarily fit into a particular genre or thing like that. We discussed it. The bands that that I believe that don't fit in a genre, Desperados. They have a Tejano type sound, but they have a conjunto type makeup. But you listen to Desperados, they're not conjunto, but they're not Tejano, are they? They don't have a keyboard. You know what I mean? It's weird. Where do you fit them? A Palominos, they're not norteño. They don't sound like conjunto. Who does Palominos sound like? Where do you fit them? You know what I mean? They don't necessarily have. You can't call them Tejano. You can't call them conjunto. Potente is very similar, and I think it spawns from my brother, the way he plays, Johnny, the way he plays, the way I play. My brother plays accordion like norteño type, a lot of his stuff, and Johnny plays the drums very conjunto like. And then I play very progressive, like a lot of my leads will be like country type leads, rock type leads. You mesh that together. Well, do you want to call it conjunto? Do you want to call it tejano? What do you want to call it? I'm just going to refer to it as good music. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's all you can say. I put the music out. We put the music out there. This stuff is going to resemble very progressive conjunto. That's what it's going to resemble. But I don't necessarily call it conjunto, and I don't call it tejano. I just call it a good blend of all the Mexican genres that we all mesh up as in tejano. So if I call it anything, it's tejano-ish. You know what I mean? But
yes, it's tejano, norteño, conjunto, whatever it is. It's just the Mexican music blending
exactly. In. I don't like to label a band. If the band is good, they're good. Conjunto, Tejano, Regional Mexicano, Norteño, man, if the band is good, I'm always gonna say Tejano because for me, Tejano is not just a genre, it's los mexicanos, hispanos, música hispana de aquí de los Estados Unidos, ¿ok? Para mí eso es ser un tejano, un grupo tejano. I don't care what you name. We were Potentes del Norte back in the day, whatever. We played música de Ramón Ayala y cosas así. Pero nosotros éramos tejanos. Claro que tocábamos la música norteña y se oía bien. Pero nosotros somos tejanos. Somos de aquí, nacidos aquí en Texas, con música tejana, here in Texas. And that's why I say we're tejano. But you can label us however you want, and I won't take it personal.
Yes, again, Mr. Anthony, thank you so much for tuning in here with us. I'm glad that you're able to connect to some people and some people connect with you. I'm pretty sure you guys get a lot of fans that constantly write to you guys telling you guys you do a good job. Can't wait to see you here and there. I know you have a couple of concerts coming up. I know you said in January 1st. I'm sorry. You said, when was it?
January 18th, we're going to be with the Conjunto Cats. I'm excited to meet those guys. I had a chance to meet Nathan that year that I told you I went to Fanfare. I didn't get to meet Zeke and Art because they had already left. I got to meet Nathan, and like I said, I'm a fan of theirs because they remind me so much of us when we started. So it's going to be exciting. Anybody in the Victoria area, the Goliad area, come on out. It's going to be a great one. We also have something coming up, like I said, February 1st with Jaime Diana, Kingsville Bishop. Come out and have a good time. A lineup like this doesn't come up. This pairing doesn't come up very often. I don't. We played with Jaime back in the day, maybe 3 or 4 times. Think about it,
Mhm.
and it's been 25 years since we performed with him. Well, we're always good friends with them. They always treated us phenomenal, Jaime and the ex guys, los chamacos. And we've always been big fans. I mean, we mimicked a lot of what we did and we started from them. So we have a private coming up in February, and then we're trying to put something together for March for Monterrey. I don't know if it's going to go through. I haven't heard from the promoter. Once again, I haven't heard this thing of trying to get a promoter to work with in Monterrey. It's been very challenging. I've been trying for over a year, but like I said, I got to reach out to the guy, and we had talked about in the March, so we'll see where it goes from there.
Sí, para la gente que está toninándose ahorita de México, si conocen a la gente allá que son promotores, que les digan de Potente que quieren ir a tocar allá, que les hablen, ellos están disponibles para ir a tocar y darles un concierto a ustedes. So,
A este
again,
punto, el promotor que quiere trabajar con Potente en Monterrey, envíame un mensaje si podemos sentar una fecha. Vamos a estar más que llenos de gusto por trabajar, porque nosotros queremos sentar una fecha. Y bueno, como te digo, no queremos sentar una fecha y luego que me la cancelen, ¿me entiendes? Nosotros queremos ir
yes.
a poner un show tremendo, que sea un espectáculo en Monterrey. Espero que muy pronto se haga. Si eres un promotor, envíame un mensaje y hablamos de eso.
Yes, yes. Again, guys, you guys want to check them out? They'll be in Victoria, January 18th at Lux Reserve Event Center. That's where they'll be out there. You guys go check it out. They'll be with Conjunto Cats. If you guys haven't checked those guys out, they're an amazing band. Salutes to Zeke, to all of them. I had a pleasure to meet you guys, but I know I do follow you guys on social media. Again, to everybody that's on here that has been listening to this interview with Potente
Potente!
Potente, damn it! I'm gonna get it right one of these days. Again,
Hey,
and
you can remember to say the group that plays Linda Morenita.
right.
The group that plays Linda Morenita.
Yes,
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
okay, Mr. Anthony, I really, really appreciated this. It was a pleasure to, we didn't meet in person, but I get to meet you here like this on social media.
Maybe one
Again,
day.
guys,
Yes, we can do it one day
yes,
in person.
awesome, awesome. I believe this year is gonna be great for you guys. Just like any band that's starting off, you guys keep pushing it, keep going out there. You guys are doing great because you're playing music you love and what's dear to your heart. And I
Yeah.
thank you guys to always putting that high energy out to on your performances and you guys' performances and stuff will never go unnoticed because you guys give it all you got. Again, guys, everybody that's tuned in today here on this beautiful Thursday, saludos, y'all stay warm. It's cold out there. I'm finally getting over my cold, so this is why we're here today. Again, Anthony Quintanilla and your band, I wish all them, blessed year. Hope to see you guys at Fanfare. Hopefully, I can make it out there or to any of the awards show. You guys, if you guys do attend, hope to meet up with you. Mandarte saludos, meet you in person.
Oh,
Again,
Spud! Spud's
I
is
think
tuning in, my friend.
your mom was on here, Mr. Anthony.
My mom,
Sylvia.
yeah, Sylvia. I saw her a while ago. There it is.
She
Hello
said
for Carter. I said, "What's up?" I know you were talking, but I said, "What's up, mom?" She probably heard. She probably heard.
yes. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in here with Sirius Tejano and Mr. Anthony Quintanilla. I don't know, Mr. Quintanilla are you related to the Quintanillas or no?
I'm sure somewhere down the line we are. We haven't had as much success as them Quintanillas, but yeah, I would just take a fraction of that success. If I could just get a fraction of that success, it'd be good. But no, hey, you know what? Dios le da al que le da. You know what I mean? Dios ya tiene todo destinado, so we just live it out. He's got the book written for all of us. I have no. I don't look down at anybody. Everybody who does this does it because they love it, and whether they're great or they're not great, support them just simply by saying, you know what, if that makes you happy, do it. And that's the mentality that I have. Not everybody's the greatest band or the greatest singer or the greatest accordion player. Don't have to be. If you enjoy doing it and you can see the passion on there, support the dude, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of, what do you call it, to get up there on stage and put yourself out there to be criticized. Because trust me, if you read some of those, you go into some of those chats where the Rogelio Wateo show, when we lay down on the ground back in 1990 something, well, I got crucified with some of those. Now some of the comments are brutal, baby. I'm telling you, some another
Wow.
time. It's brutal, but it's okay, because that's a video from 1997. I mean, you're talking about nearly 30 years removed. So it's a different genre. They're like, what the heck is this? But in those days, I mean, are you kidding me? People would go crazy for that. So,
Yes.
I don't throw no shade towards anybody like that. I try to stay away from that. My brother, he stays off social media. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna go read that. It's just, no, I just tune that out. Now, Johnny and I will spend more time on social media, but just take it. I mean, if everybody's happy, I like that. I mean, just be happy, and be happy for the people, because that's what they do, and that's what you got to do in this business.
Yes, yes. Again, guys, Mr. Anthony, any other last words you want to tell any of your fans or anything like that?
First, Kelly, to you, Joe, thank you so much for having us on. Muchísimas gracias. Like I said, I'll take the time. Gavino got me this, and thank you, Gavino, for setting this up. I don't mind taking the time. I don't care how many listeners you have, how big your station is, or how small your station is. It's irrelevant, because every person that gets to see it, whether
Yes.
it's 1 or 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, whatever it is, you know what? It's an opportunity for us to get our story out there and where we're at, and you need to be appreciative of all the platforms that give us that opportunity. Thank you for all the fans that tune in. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias a todos los que sintonizaron este programa de México. Te lo agradezco. Como te digo, ojalá que muy pronto podemos estar en un escenario cerca de ustedes. For all the fans here, like I said, we're, anybody who can hook me up with una tocada ahí, and was it Tejano Fanfare? I mean, I'd love to put on a good show for the people. So, quiera Dios que, somebody will help us out and get us there, and it'll happen.
Again, guys, thank you guys so much. This is a beautiful Thursday with Potente.
There you go.
Again, Mr. Anthony Quintanilla, to all the boys in the band, saludos. I wish you guys the best of luck. Again, to everybody that's tuned in, los de aquí y los de México, gracias por atonizarse aquí en la estación de Sirius Tejano. We have beautiful lineup of new interviews coming up. Again, Mr. Anthony, thank you for taking this time. Hope to see you soon. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We'll see you soon. All right, guys. I'm gonna say bye to you guys tonight. I hope to see you guys soon. Again, we have an interview this Saturday with Mr. George Salazar out there from Holland, Michigan. We're gonna have him here. Tune in on Saturday. Again, I'm sorry. Do I have something on Friday? I think I have something on Friday. I gotta check that. Just stay tuned to our social media platform. We have all these beautiful interviews coming up. We are already getting January filled up. To all the promoters, all the radio personnel that's reached out to us, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you guys so much. Everybody that's been on, saludos to Ms. Michelle. Thank you for tuning in, Michelle. Thank you for being here. We love you guys. You guys want to listen to us? Our station's 24/7, 7 days out of the week. Download our app. You can even listen to us on Alexa. We're on YouTube. You want to go back and see this interview again, you could go back on our social media platforms. Again, we do have TikTok. We have Facebook, Instagram. Again, you can check us out on all the stuff. We always try to update everything on there. If you guys need to reach out to us for some special things we put out there, let us know. We also want to tell everybody that's out there, y'all stay warm, stay safe. Right now, time is, prayers. To be honest, we have friends. I have friends out there in California. Prayers to all the people in California. I know they're having a rough time right now. They're getting really hit with this ugly fires out there, and us here in Texas getting storms. Y'all just take care of yourselves. We gotta take care of ourselves. Make sure we're always always giving each other. Don't be mean. Don't be mean, and love each other. And we're always here for each other. Again, Again, guys, stay tuned in for the George Salazar interview on Saturday. On Sunday, we have a special thing going on. Well, it's not special. We have a heartfelt to the Garza family. They lost somebody dear here. She's not my classmate, but she is with one of my cousins. He lost his wife recently. Can't give any details because I'm not sure what it was, but I know she no longer is with us. They're gonna have a plate sale here in Crystal City on Saturday at Miguel Hidalgo. If anything you guys can help out, we'll be out there. Just kind of shows the support. Like I said, one day it could be, and one day is them, one day could be us. So again, guys, that's on Sunday. Again, thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm sorry if I was coughing in my interview. It's just I'm kind of still a little bit under the weather, but I'm getting better. So again, everybody, we wish you guys a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Don't forget, again, always love our stuff, share our stuff, and everything you guys always do for us, it shows us a lot of love. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and despedirme with besos bonitos from Mr. Anthony Quintanilla and Potente. Did I say it right again, or did I say it wrong? I'll get it. I know I'll get it. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me see if I can get this going. Hold on. I got it. There's the song. That's Besos Bonitos from Potente. That was Besos Bonitos from Potente. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you here on Saturday. Catch you for the next time. Bye. Good night.